This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Well, if you're somebody who likes to inflict pain upon yourself, then I recommend watching the Grammy Awards. I recommend watching the Oscars, these events that I cover, because boy, are they difficult to get through. But it needed to be covered because people need to see the same repetition being used, the same signs, the same symbols, and the same agendas being pushed, because it helps people snap out of this nightmare of a reality that we're living in. So this is the 60th annual Grammy Awards. I will show you the signs, the symbols, the agenda now. The main theme of the night, as you all already know, it's something I've been discussing for months now, is the women's empowerment, the feminist movement. This night was being represented, of course, by Time's Up and the White Rose. The theme of the night is the White Rose, which all connects to Isis, Lady Isis, and the Statue of Liberty, and the worship of this goddess that the Freemasons worship, that the Satanists worship. So I will show you those connections. We start with the White Rose. Now, the White Rose has dual meanings. Okay, the White Rose symbolizes a rebirth, which is common amongst these secret societies. The Ouroboros, right, the snake eating its own tail, they constantly talk about a rebirth and how a rebirth is coming. That rebirth is this new world order that they are trying to set into place. The rose itself, now we know about the Rosicrucianism, okay, inside of Masonry, the Knights Templar and all that. But the White Rose specifically, and don't forget too, when it comes to the rose is known to have 5 petals. Okay, there's a reason that they worship and love roses, and we always see them laying in roses in these music videos and things like that. 5, the number 5, remember, 5 points in the 5-pointed star that they use for these rituals. The Baphomet pentagram, right, the upside down pentagram, the regular pentagram, and the rose is connected to that. But of course the rose, like most of these things connected to Freemasonry, all you have to do is look on some of these Freemason websites, and they openly talk, without hiding any of this stuff, they openly talk about how the rose was beloved by the mother of their order, Isis. They also talk about Cleopatra and the rose, and Venus and the rose. So everybody's wearing this rose, and they're pushing the feminist movement. Now, of course, it won't be a Grammy Award without Lady Barfbag. So we get Lady Gaga performing. She screams "Time's Up." Okay, and that's a common theme. You even get Sarah Silverman on stage saying that the world is going to end soon, and everybody laughing about it. Okay, there's deeper meaning behind this "Time's Up" theme that they're pushing. But you see Lady Gaga, and what is she performing inside of? A ritual circle. You could see it right on the floor that she's inside of this ritual circle. She didn't just go, hey, I'd like to play the piano, and I'd really like it if there was this white circle around me. Okay? The ritual circle, they always perform these rituals inside of the circle. Right? That's why you see them in these movies and these shows. They draw that big circle. Right? We've seen it in the commercial with CERN. The ritual commercial where the guy on the outside is walking around the ritual circle, the guy on the inside is performing a ritual. That's what it's there for. These are rituals that are being performed. Just we've been convinced, or they've tried to convince us, but the masses out there have been convinced that this is the craft, right? This is a wonderful talent that they have. And that's a common theme you hear throughout this show as well. These people going on stage referring to what they do as their craft. Where do you find that? You find that almost on every Freemason website in America, around the world. They talk about their craft. They call it a craft. Where else do you hear the word craft? Not talking about Kraft macaroni and cheese here. Where else do you hear the term craft? Witchcraft. Witches, Wiccans, Satanists. They refer to what they do as a craft. Then you get this person. No idea how to pronounce this person's name. It's S-Z-A. I guess it's Zaza, or S-Z-A, whatever this person prefers to be called. But you can see how subliminally they throw these symbols at you during their performances, because you can see the pyramid inside of the ritual circle. This is a common symbol amongst occultists. Okay? The pyramid inside of the circle you will see more often than you realize. Sometimes it'll be a pyramid with an all-seeing eye. Sometimes it'll be a pyramid inside of an Ouroboros circle. This can be traced back not just to Satanism, but a different form of occult satanic worship known as the Kabbalah. Because they're taught all of these things about how the pyramid inside the circle represents the Trinity. And it says if they want to connect with the Spirit, they can imagine their head being immersed in a golden pyramid of light. Just retarded stuff like that these people worship and believe in. I mean, they got a lot of free time. They want their head immersed in a pyramid. I'll get their head immersed in a pyramid. No problem. Come visit me. But you see that symbol subliminally just flashed before your eyes. Now, back to the theme of Isis and the Statue of Liberty. Because remember, the Statue of Liberty is really the statue of Isis. It was built by Freemasons. Okay, people see it and they're like, oh, it's a symbol of America. No, it's not. They tell you that it is. They tell you it represents this country. It is a satanic statue of Lady Isis. And Kendrick Lamar does a performance where you see the flag and you see the Statue of Liberty, the statue of Isis behind him. And he goes and he fake shoots all the people on stage and everybody stands and applauds. So they're pushing gun control. Kind of funny how they can get away with doing stuff like that. Just like I covered with Marilyn Manson, pulling a fake gun on stage and pointing it at the crowd right after the Las Vegas, event that occurred. Right? Funny how to them, it's all funny and it's no big deal. It's not offensive to anyone who's ever been shot. So he pretends to shoot down all these people. Of course, he's wearing his black and white Masonic colors during this performance. You also see the black and white colors during this show on people such as Sting. Yes, Sting is still alive apparently and going. But then you'll see everybody's least favorite band, U2. Right? We're supposed to believe U2, Bono's a real Christian. This guy's as satanic as they come. And they're performing outside in front of an all-seeing eye right next to the statue of Isis. You can see it right there. Performing who knows what. Apparently they're still at it. Still collecting a page. I mean, they can't get enough of the limelight. Performing right in front of it, and then you see this guy known as the Edge, or Edge, whatever his name is, throwing up the 666 while he's giving out an award. As they talk about how important the craft is, he holds up the 666 right as he says it. Then we get Sir Elton Flaming John. Of course, with Miley Barfbag on stage, Cyrus throwing up the peace sign, right? Basic symbols. We see peace sign again. Another woman had a peace sign on her jacket, the peace sign. Everyone's supposed to believe it means peace, okay? To the occult, to those who are indoctrinated in the occult, worship Satan. They know what it really means. It's supposed to represent Jesus hanging on the cross upside down. That's what it means to them. They take a wheel when they're initiated and baptized in Satanism, and they break the two arms down. It's their way of saying that they have chosen Satan and that they do not believe in Jesus Christ. It's their way of just spitting on our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So you get that with Elton John. You see the back of his jacket with the all-seeing eye. It's what it looks like on the back of his jacket. So just more eye symbolism, the same stuff we always see. Then you get a couple performances here. You get Sam Smith, whatever this, I can't say how I really feel. Don't want to get the video pulled. But you get Sam Smith here performing in front of mirrors, right? The song is about prayer, about praying, and he's performing it in front of these mirrors. I've covered mirrors before, right? These people don't just love mirrors because they're vain. You see Justin Timberlake, mirrors, 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 right? Mirrors are very well used and very much used in occult practices. They use mirrors to bring forth demons, to summon demons from the other side. You can see Sam Smith performing in front of the mirrors. He's not doing it because he wanted to just see if his hair was perfect in every angle. It's deliberately done. It's the same stuff over and over every year at these award shows. Then we got Kesha, right? We get Kesha, who has the song Praying. And of course now Kesha, who is just being pushed back into the limelight. Why? Because Kesha fits in with this whole Time's Up movement. Kesha was abused. People saying Kesha's trying to get out of the Illuminati and the New World Order. No, she's not trying to get out. She's completely on board with this. She's performing. You can see on her hand, which most of you already know, she has the tattoo of the all-seeing eye on her hand. She's throwing up the devil horns with that hand, showing it. On her other hand, you can see Saturn, okay? Saturn worship, Satan worship. And then you get all these women wearing white on stage, hugging her, crying. Just a big show, playing off the emotions of the dumbed-down audience. Then you get this guy, Logic. Who, you ask? I mean, I guess this guy's name is Logic. Doesn't sound too logical, but his name's Logic. He gives a speech. He says, hate is ugly. Women are precious and strong. Stand tall. Crush all predators. Be not scared to use your voice. Evil has done its best to conceal. Together, we can not only bring together a better country, but a world that is destined to be united. Okay? See, people hear this stuff and they're just like, oh, that sounds wonderful. What a nice speech. Wow, what a wonderful speech. He's talking about a world that's united. People aren't going to... See, they'll listen to someone like me and they'll go, this guy's a bigot. He's hateful. He doesn't want the world to be united. Guess what? There wouldn't be war. There wouldn't be anything. Okay, there would be some people who don't like one another. That's going to always happen. It even happens amongst the satanic circles. But they create all these things, okay? They create all of this because the goal is to get everybody on board for a new world order, a one world order. 1984, born again. Not hard to figure out. So he's talking about a world united. Then we see another demon who just loves to show up at these events, Rihanna. You can see the serpent she's performing. There's a giant serpent on the ground, right? Just common themes, right? Common. Snakes, mirrors, eyes, pyramids, ritual circles. We see them in and out. Black and white coloring, right? Always wearing these clothes. Always using it on the floor. It's all there. It's the same stuff. So you see her in front, or performing, I should say, in front of a serpent. You can see her dancers in the background throwing up the 666. They also love to throw the philanthropy at you. Now, I had a video up about Skull and Bones and how one of the things they preach in these secret societies is philanthropy. Everybody needs to be charitable. And it's not because they care about anyone else. It's because it gives the illusion that these people are caring, loving people. You confront one of them, they go, what have you done? I've raised $5 million for, sick children. Meanwhile, these people are trafficking children. Right? They use it as a front and a cover so that people see them in a different light. Oh, Angelina Jolie's they're doing all this work in third world countries, and George Clooney and Madonna. Oh, what wonderful people. This is what they're taught in these secret societies, in these brotherhoods, sisterhoods. They're taught to play the role of philanthropists. And it's for a reason. It's to keep this illusion going. So this is the Grammys. There was other stuff. There was, peace signs over and over, serpent tongues over and over. You got your 666s, and then everybody who was interviewed on the red carpet was pushing, women's empowerment, women's empowerment, women's empowerment. And the common theme is ISIS, right? They worship the goddess Isis. That's what the Statue of Liberty is. That's why this was in New York. That's why the white rose was used. That's why we saw performances by U2 in front of the Statue of Liberty, Statue of Isis, Kendrick Lamar with it, right? It's all right there. This is Egypt, ancient Egypt, alive today, just with some things changed, right? And the things that are changed is that everything really is going on in front of us, but they've changed people's perception of what's going on, right? You think of an Egyptian god, you think, oh, covered in gold and this and that. Well, what do you think they're doing? They're covered in chains and gold and jewelry. These people believe that they're Egyptian gods amongst us, that they're gods amongst us. That's what they're taught in these brotherhoods, that they're gods. We're here to serve them. And then when they're ready, they're going to wipe us out. And you hear them talking about time's up, right? So Sarah Silverman's there talking about the end is near. They have comedians there to deflect, right? Comedians at the Grammys. Dave Chappelle. Deflecting. Race war. Man versus woman. Everybody fighting each other. Order out of chaos. Right? Bringing in the Antichrist is what comes to bring world peace, because he comes in the name of love and peace. So the Grammy Awards, just more of the same crap. We see it over and over and over. Yet people refuse to understand it. They refuse to believe, oh, okay, yeah, they just during SZA's song, they just decide to flash a pyramid inside a circle because it makes so much sense, right? Lady Gaga's got to perform inside of the ritual circle because it makes so much sense. I mean, come on. These people are making millions of dollars. The production behind this stuff is millions of dollars. And they continue to just use these same signs and symbols, and people just, their brains are not trained to see these things, and that's why they can't wake up. But hopefully by seeing things like my channel, you can see repetition being used on you. Repetition is the easiest form of mind control. They're using it on us, and by showing people and pointing it out, it can hopefully help reverse the curse, I should say, or reverse the spell, and reverse the mind control that's being put on everybody out there. So this is the Grammys, just more of the same crap. I hope this was able to at least help some people out there understand the symbolism with the rose, with Isis. You can look all this stuff up for yourself and research it if you're new to this. You're new to the Statue of Liberty. These are simple things, simple monuments around us. All these monuments, these statues, they're all occultic. Like the Washington Monument, the obelisk, Satan's shaft. That's what it is. All right there for us to see. It's just a matter of, do you want to see it, do you want to believe it, or do you want to continue living in La La Land? I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.
If you've ever had this feeling